coverage, sponsored by McAfee Heating and Cooling.
Thousands of people welcome home the UConn Husky men's basketball team, the national championship guys. They had a rally in Connecticut today.
Even through the tough stretch, you guys still showed up, still showed love. Man, that's the least we can do. Win a national championship for y'all. I promise, man, we're not done yet. Thank you.
This is the most amazing place to play in America, honestly. To be back home in Gamble, it feels awesome. Super thankful for everything that all y'all put towards this to make it happen.
This is UConn's fifth NCAA men's basketball championship. Only 5 other teams have won that many. Safe to say the University of Dayton athletic department's always planning for the future. Fast forward to November of 2024, and the men's team is going to play at the Maui Invitational. Joining the Flyers is going to be the UConn Huskies, Michigan State, North Carolina, Auburn, Colorado, Iowa, and Memphis. The Flyers have played at the Invitational there in Maui 4 other times. And a quick reminder about WHIO's Orange Zone Hoops Edition Championship finale. Sunday, News Center 7's John Bedell and WHIO Radio's Larry Hanskin are going to go back through last night's championship game. Again, that's Sunday morning at 11:30.
Student athletes, they want more clarity when it comes to making money from endorsement deals. Current and former student athletes have urged lawmakers to establish a clear set of rules for colleges to follow. Lawmakers also heard from an athlete who signed a name, image, likeness deal and said it's helping her.
As an Olympic sport athlete on a partial scholarship, NIL has been extremely beneficial to me because I am able to help pay for my tuition to hopefully come out of college with little debt.
Congress is now working on legislation that outlines NIL guidelines. And the National Center for Education Statistics said almost half of all public schools report feeling understaffed. 45% have at least one teacher opening. The report also found added demands, along with low pay and morale, led to a jump in teachers quitting during and after the pandemic.
Even before COVID, 50% of teachers would quit teaching within the first 5 years.
A recent survey by Education Next found 60% of Americans favor paying teachers more. That's the highest in the survey 15-year history. And a single mom thought she found a great price on Facebook for a rental home, but the ad wasn't real, and she lost thousands of dollars. When she reached out to the person who was claiming to be the owner, he offered to show her the house right away before asking for any money. She filled out an application, then paid $2,500 in deposits through Cash App. But the fake owner never showed up at the house with the keys.
My heart absolutely broke. I just lost everything.
Cash apps, money orders, things like that. Once it's gone, it's gone. It's just, it's like giving them cash.
Investigators said people should not use money transfer apps for initial rental deposits.
In the Columbus area, Franklin County deputies went to check out reports of a herd of goats running pretty close to I-270. Well, they wound up finding only 2 lost goats on a busy street. The deputies got them in their cruisers. We saw a picture there just a moment ago. And tonight, the goats are safe and they're at a farm.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with meteorologist Robert Gauthreaux III.
We are under a storm tracking alert again tonight for what could happen tomorrow. Seems like we just went through this.
You know, it's kind of like a cycle, Robert. We go in ebbs and flows here, and here we are. We're, right back at it tomorrow.
It's that season, too. Yeah. I mean, we're in spring, so you have these huge changes in temperature from really warm and humid almost today to a little bit cooler later this weekend. Well, in between that, yes, the chance for some severe weather. Now, you'll notice that we are under what the Weather Service calls an enhanced risk. That's a 3 out of 5, 5 being the highest risk. Now, you might remember this is actually a step below where we were Friday. Does that mean it's better for us? Well, it means that it's perhaps less widespread, but let's take a look at the actual risks here moving into the next couple hours. So overnight will be good, but as we move into tomorrow afternoon, that's when we can expect the best chance for perhaps a few thunderstorms across the region. So first risk we'll look at is the wind. Now, we're expecting wind gusts potentially with an individual storm up to 60 miles per hour. That chance is probably a little bit lower than what we had Friday, but that is still the greatest risk overall. The next risk is the tornado risk. There is a chance of some isolated tornadoes moving into tomorrow. if I had to say anything, it's slightly higher than what we had on Friday, which is why, again, we're under a storm tracking alert. And there's actually a risk for some hail as well moving into tomorrow. That's quarter-size hail, the size of a quarter or about 1 inch. Right now, things are fairly quiet outside, with temperatures in the 60s, still hanging on to the 70s in some spots. In fact, we take a look out toward the west, it is a much more active situation out there, where you have some tornado watches and severe thunderstorm watches, and you can see those kind of lighting up there. It's still a ways away. The front is actually still kind of near Iowa as well as Illinois, but that is pushing this way. And while we may not see anything tonight or tomorrow morning necessarily, what we can expect is that line to eventually make its way here. Right now, it is quiet outside. We do have some cloud cover, and gas is $3.75 in Piqua. So if you have gas below $3.75 where you live, go get it now before it jumps up 50 cents for whatever reason. But temperatures right now in Dayton, 66 degrees. And it's a little bit humid. The dew point tells us how muggy it is, and the fact that it's in the 60s means that, yeah, there's a touch of humidity in the air. Now, overnight, temperatures are not going to drop very much. This is going to be the warmest night we've had in quite a while. And then as we move into tomorrow, temperatures in the upper 70s. In fact, if we hit 78, which is what we're forecasting, that'll be the warmest since late October. 1 degree above that, the warmest since early October. Any more above that, the warmest since late September. Now, the futurecast shows the chance for some showers in the morning, just some passing showers. You can see that here. Here's a look at 1 o'clock. But then as you get closer to 4, 5, and 6 o'clock, that's when we're expecting the band of potentially severe storms to move through, and it gets out of here rather quickly. So the next 7 days, you can see after tomorrow, it is pretty calm into Easter weekend. Cool, but still above average, with a chance for a storm possible again on Monday.
Out of such devastation and tragedy in the earthquake in Turkey came the story nobody thought possible. You can see the new mom everyone said died. Well, she is very much alive.